new, fresh.
Christie just 2 of 11 from the field. 15 seconds.
They've got a foul.
And the foul is given by Turkoglu. We're down to 14.6. Derek Fisher will go to the line with Sacramento in the penalty.
Mike Bibby with a fabulous penetration here. He's got 5 Lakers around him. He gets hammered, knocked flat on his back. Christie wants no part of this shot. There was a ton of time. There was 13 on the shot clock. Ouch.
Fisher, an excellent free throw shooter. A moment ago, 2 for 2 from the line. Now Devin George will come on for Shaquille O'Neal.
Big fella did his part, though. You know, he's walking off, and he is fatigued and beat up, but he got him the lead, and now it could be a 4-point game as the Kings are thinking about a timeout.
The Lakers 110, the Kings 106, and Sacramento calls for time. And these are 2 tired ball clubs.
Well, they should be. But now Sacramento, they're up against it right here. They got to score immediately, and then they got to foul, and then they got to hope that the Lakers miss.
Well, the most important thing is to get that score, so they got to have a quick hitting play that does not take a lot of time. The problem for them is they got a lot of tentative players out there. A lot of guys are nervous about this big stage. The only guy that's handling for them is Mike Bibby, and the Lakers are sending 1, 2, 3 guys at him to make him give it up to anybody.
So where does Adelman go? Christie has already shown that he's not going to put it in. How about a change to Stojakovic? I mean, sure, he missed that game winner at the end of the regulation, but
been sitting too long. Now you got to go with the guys you got. You just got to find a way to get the ball to Bibby. You got to find a way to get Bibby free and let him have a quick look at it.
Is there enough time if the Lakers make their free throws?
You got a chance at it. You can't worry about time now. This is one of those situations where you're behind it. You got to get your score, and then you got to come back and stop that clock again.
Lakers have not committed a team foul in this overtime. Sacramento has been in the penalty for a good portion of the OT.
So the Lakers have the foul to give. That's a huge factor for them.
Well, they put some time back on the clock. 14.6. It looked like it had run down to 10.4, so they get a little break there, but they have still got to come out of this timeout with a quick score.
Bibby and Jackson right here, the 2 little guys. They've got to make it happen.
All right, Bibby gets it back off the inbounds. Weber for 3. And Bryant is on the rebound. He is fouled by Bibby. So Kobe Bryant heads back to the line with 6.4 remaining in this overtime. And Rick Adelman and the Sacramento Kings are headed in the direction of a heartbreaking defeat in OT.
They double-team Bibby. Bibby had to give it up. Ori, such a critical contributor for the Lakers.
They weren't going to let him shoot. I mean, that's why I said you have to find another way to get him the ball, because the Lakers, you know, this is the guy that's been most dangerous. 16 points in the 4th, and in the overtime, he is the guy that's been making the shots.
7 of 9 at the line. So Kobe Bryant with his 30th point. The Kings take a timeout with 6 and 4/10 seconds to go. The Lakers have opened up a 6-point advantage. Shaquille O'Neal leading the way in this overtime. 35 points in all. He scored 6 in OT. Kobe Bryant with 30 points. Rick Fox with a superb all-around game. 13 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Robert Horry, 16 points, 12 rebounds. Mike Bibby leading the way once again for Sacramento with 29, and has come up with clutch shooting down the stretch.
You know, and the difference is going to be when they look at that free throw line and they say to themselves, this game would not have gone to overtime. We would have won this game in regulation if we had made our free throws. They can make no complaints about getting opportunities at the free throw line this afternoon.
Still comes down to the great players right now, and Rick Adelman They're up against it. They need a miracle at this point, and a absolute collapse by Los Angeles if Sacramento is going to have any sort of chance.
Stay with us after the final buzzer, because we'll have the trophy presentation plus post-game reaction. Both teams, the Los Angeles Lakers, on their way to winning a Game 7 on the road for the first time in the team's history. 0-6 on the road coming into tonight in Game 7. And the last time that a road team won a Game 7 in the conference finals or the NBA Finals, 1982, when Philadelphia beat Boston at the old Boston Garden. Christie to throw in. And it's broken up. So that will do it. The Los Angeles Lakers winning here in Sacramento in overtime, 112-106 in what has been a magnificent 7-game series. Let's go over to Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much. I have both Kobe Bryant and Michael Bibby. Michael, you were simply fantastic here tonight. Can you tell us the disappointment that you must be feeling?
Yeah, we're upset. You know, we fought tough and great series.
The disappointment that you must be feeling, Michael.
We're upset, you know, I mean, hopefully it'll be many years to come of this, and you know, we still did a good job. You know, that's how you do it.
Kobe, you grew up with this young man right here. You came in this league together. Philadelphia high schools. What exactly do you feel toward Michael Bibby right now after the performance he just gave?
I have so much respect for him. You know, he's not afraid to take the big shot, and you know, he's been stepping up for them all season long. You know, and it's been a fun battle. It's the most fun I had playing against any individual all year.
When you're standing out here and it's going back and forth and you're making every shot, what's going through your mind?
You know, I thought we had a good chance to win this game. You know, I mean, they hit a lot of big shots too, and I mean, they came out with the win.
Our colleague Doug Collins has said this many times. You have to have your heart broken before you become a champion. Would this be that heartbreaking experience?
I think this will be a battle for years to come. You know what I mean? It's going to be, I think we started a rivalry. I think it was already there before I got here. And you know, I think it's going to carry on.
Michael, thank you for taking the time. Tremendous performance. Kobe Bryant, let me ask you a question. Is it harder to defend the title or to win the title initially?
It's much harder to defend it. I mean, they gave us a run for our money, man, and I'm sure everybody in LA was on pins and needles, and you know, it was a hell of a series.
Kobe, we'll talk to you in the locker room. Let's go back for the trophy presentation. Let's go over to Lewis Johnson.
Okay, Jim, thanks a lot. Bobby, it must be a huge disappointment. Why don't you describe what this is like for you at the moment?
It's tough. I mean, because we worked so hard and, you know, we came up short. But you got to give those guys credit down there. They stuck in there, hung in there tight. And, you know, it was a great game. You know, they made baskets, we didn't, and that's what it came down to.
Did it also come down to the free throw line?
Of course. I mean, you know, when we miss a lot of free throws like that and, you know, they making free throws, and, you know, we had a chance to win the game. And, you know, we can only kick ourselves in the butt for that. But we had a great year, and hopefully we won't have our heads down in the locker room. We know we will, but it was a tough loss, but, you know, we played well.
Let's go back to the end of regulation, going to the overtime period. Did you find that as this is an opportunity here, or it should have never gotten to that?
Well, it should have never got to that. I mean, we would have made our free throws and, you know, took care of certain situations. It would have been tight. I think we could have won, but we're still confident in ourselves, and, you know, even though it's the last game of the season, but, I mean, we ain't got nothing to hold our heads down for, because we played great. I mean, this is what you expect right here.
All right, Bobby, gracious in defeat. Thanks a lot. Marv?
Thank you, Lewis. This is a Sacramento team that went 61-21 during the regular season. Best record in the NBA, which assured home court throughout the postseason, but not able to take advantage as the Lakers win here in Sacramento, and they will be gunning for a third straight title. Phil Jackson will be seeking a 9th championship, which would match his good friend, Red Auerbach. Phil and Red have been verbally sparring as of late. Let's go back to Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Marv. Back in the victorious Los Angeles Laker locker room, we will now present the Western Conference Trophy. Here to do that, Stu Jackson from the National Basketball Association. He will present it to Mitch Kupchak, the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, and to Phil Jackson.
Thank you. On behalf of our owner, Dr. Buss, Los Angeles Lakers, and the city of Los Angeles, and the best fans in the world. Thank you.
Phil, might this have been the toughest series that you have ever participated in?
Well, it surely was the most drawn out and the most hotly contested. I thought the two teams played very good basketball. It was well above board stuff. This obviously is a trophy we appreciate, but this is not the one that we're going for. We're looking for that big one, the one that counts, and we appreciate this trophy very much. But we think with the Western Conference Championship, we got a leg up and we're ready to go for it.
Phil, to win and do something that no team has done in 20 years in the NBA in the conference finals or the finals since the Philadelphia 76ers against Boston, to win a 7th game on the road, and it's the first time a Laker team has ever won on the road in a 7th game. What does that mean to you, and what does the accomplishment represent?
Well, it means that these ball players had a good focus about what they're doing tonight. They had great energy. I played Shaq so many minutes out there, I thought I was going to need a stretcher to bring him out. But, you know, we really had to squeeze everything out of this ball club to win it, and it was a great job. I think these teams did a great job.
You meditated with the team this morning.
Yeah.
15 minutes. You asked them to focus on the game.
Right.
If you can visualize it, you'll be physically able to do it. Was that a little bit out of the norm, and what made you decide to do it today?
Well, these guys fell asleep. Look at them. They had a lot of relaxation behind that, so it was good for them. But I think we really were confident that we could win this game, and that's what counted.
Phil, we look forward to the finals and the Nets. I know it may not be the right time, but can you think about the Nets and what you'll have to do to beat them?
And we'll start thinking about them tomorrow and the next day. We're ready for them on Wednesday. Thanks.
Phil, congratulations. Let's bring in Derek Fisher and Shaquille O'Neal, and Kobe will join us. Big foul shots, Fish, for you down the stretch there. You struggled this entire series until these baskets at the end. What triggered the focus, as Phil was talking about?
You know, just continuing to believe and just understand that, you know, how blessed I was to be in this position. And, you know, this basketball team has continued to accept every challenge and step up, and today was no different. This is a total team effort.
What about the performance of Michael Bibby? You have guarded an awful lot of people throughout your career, and what do you have to say about this man and what he did out there on the court today was nothing short of sensational?
Well, like I've been saying all week, Mike Bibby has been a great basketball player in this league for 3 or 4 years, just that people hadn't seen him before. And this was a stage where he could show everyone how good he was a player he is, and he showed that, but he came up on the short end, and I wish him all the best.
I think this was the toughest series you guys have faced throughout the course of your championship runs?
Well, you know, it definitely challenged us in different ways. You know, it forced us to, you know, reach to deeper depths than we'd ever had to reach before. And, you know, we did something today that just hasn't been done before. And we appreciate all the support.
Now you can look forward to Jason Kidd. How about that assignment? Michael Bibby to Jason Kidd.
Yeah, no rest for point guards. But, you know, like I've been saying, just keep fighting hard and things will work themselves out for you.
Fish, congratulations.
Thank you, Jim.
An awful critical guy, was on the bench for a lot of that run in the fourth quarter, but you were kind of the glue. You were talking to Phil every time out. What was it that you were saying as kind of a liaison between the coaching staff and the players, Brian Shaw?
Well, one of the things when Blotty fouled out of the game, they didn't have anybody inside that can contend with Shaq. So just to keep our focus on getting the ball into him and making them pay, you know, because we were able to foul him out. And just trying to cover all the bases in case there was anything that he missed.
The ability tonight of both Shaq and Kobe to nearly play to exhaustion. Kobe all but 27 seconds because his pants fell off, and Shaq, you know, virtually the entire game.
Well, you know, you have to take your hat off to Sacramento. They played a hell of a series. They made us work for everything we got. I'm sure NBC and all the NBA fans out there love this. This is what you watch for. And, you know, like I said, they put us to the test. You know, it could have went either way, but it was a tribute to Shaq and Kobe, the great players that they are, to pull us through.
Let's bring Kobe Bryant in. Kobe, if you'd come on back over here. I know that there were an awful lot of doubts, Kobe Bryant, when the team went down 3-2, and everybody in your mind you felt was picking Sacramento. That annoyed you, didn't it?
It did. You know, we have a championship for a reason. That's because we bounce back and we fight hard. And the fellas, you know, we didn't get down. We're excited about the challenge, and we're looking forward to this opportunity.
You said that before the game, but it seemed like you wanted the ball an awful lot in the fourth quarter, and for whatever the reason, your teammates couldn't get you the ball. Did it become frustrating for you?
No, it didn't. You know, I've really, throughout the years, I've learned how to be a decoy. You know, if somebody's going to play me hard and play me physical, then I have to be a decoy, and I have to sacrifice myself for the benefit of the team, because we have other players who can hit big shots too.
Now you've got the New Jersey Nets. I know it's a short time to turn around and think about this. You have a couple of days to get ready, but Jason Kidd and the Nets have proven that they're a team to be reckoned with. They've come out of nowhere this year to make it into the finals. What are your thoughts on the New Jersey Nets?
I don't know. I'm not really thinking about playing them right now, but I am happy for Byron Scott. You know, when I first came in the league, he was a mentor of mine. And he showed me the ropes, and he taught me a lot about the game, and I'm really happy for him. And I'm looking forward to going up against his team.
All right, Kobe, we look forward to seeing you in the finals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go across the way now over to the Kings locker room where Lewis Johnson is standing by. Lou?
Hey, Jim, thanks a lot. Standing outside here with Gavin Maloof, one of the members of the family that owns the Kings, and you had big dreams and you saw them dashed away here at the very end. You just walked out of the locker room. What did you say to your guys in the locker room?
They played like champions. In our minds, in Sacramento's minds, we did everything we could. We were right there. Take it to overtime. If the Lakers are the best team in the world, we're right with them. And, you know, we have a young team. We have a great organization. We've had the same people in our organization for a long time, so we're going to be back. We're not going away. We'll be back.
Joe, let me ask you, how hard is it as an owner to sit and watch and not be able to do anything as you watch this slip away as it did there at the end?
It's crushing, you know, unbelievable. I've never felt like this in my life before, but I want to thank the fans of Sacramento. Also congratulate the Laker organization, Coach Jerry Buss, and their fans as well. They got great fans in Los Angeles. I mean, it was a tremendous series for everybody. Great for the NBA.
Even in the midst of the disappointment, what are the signs that there is obviously great hope for this team and Weber and what Bibby did throughout the series? I know it's just happened, but what about next season? I mean, you've got to have great hope for what this franchise and this club can do.
Well, like I mentioned, we have a young team. Everybody's young on our team. They're going to be around for a lot of years. Mike Bibby was unbelievable in the series. Vlade, Chris, they all played great, and I think it's just a process. I mean, you have to pay your dues in the NBA, and you just take each round as it goes. But we'll be there. Eventually, we're going to win the championship.
When you look at your starting five, the guys who made it happen, Bibby was the guy that was always there hitting the unbelievable shots, and he's a free agent next year. What are your plans for him?
Oh, we're going to sign him.
Yeah.
This guy signed.
Yeah.
What else can we say? He's a tremendous player. He played terrifically, and you know, we're proud of him. We're proud of all the starters and everybody on this team, all 13 of them. They were terrific. What can we say? Thanks a lot.
Joe and Gavin Maloof, thanks a lot, guys. All right, Jim, back over to you.
All right, Lewis, thank you. With Samaki Walker, who was kind enough to jump out of the shower for us and throw a T-shirt over himself and a towel. Samaki, you said before the game that you had never felt this type of experience before, but you knew that your teammates would be able to carry you through it. What specifically was said, particularly from the meditation session on in?
Key word, and I heard you say it, the team that focused the most during the duration of the game was going to win this ball game. And down the clutch, even with, you know, foul trouble and the way the situations, pressure situations came about, we mentally were in it. And we never folded to the pressure. And guys executed down the stretch as if it was from the beginning to the end. And that's why we came out, you know, the better half tonight.
This team has played so many games the past 3 years, Samaki, you just coming here this year. Was there any concern going into overtime that the legs might be dead? Kobe had the food poisoning. Shaq's got the bad toe, the bad ankle. Was there any concern that, you know, as we move into overtime, we being the Lakers, you guys move into overtime, that the legs might give out and that might be the end of the run?
Never that. You know, this is a team who's been in the Game 7 before. It's a world championship, two-time defending world championship team. It's not going to roll over. You got to beat this team in order to be crowned the champions. And I think when Shaq came to the bench, he said we came too far. That was his exact words, and everybody responded as such, and we came out victorious.
Samaki, congratulations. Thanks for getting out of the shower.
Mind if I go take a shower?
No, wash your hair.
Thanks.
We have tried to get Shaquille O'Neal. He is right now back in the training room with Gary Vitti and Dr. Lombardo. He is just a little bit tired from all of the minutes that he has played. He says he will catch up with us on several occasions throughout the finals. Marv?
All right, Jim. Shaq played 51 minutes in all, 35 points. Bryant with 52 minutes, and he scored 30. Well, Wednesday night, the finals will get underway. Game 1 between the New Jersey Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now both teams coming off thrilling conference final series. It gets started Wednesday, 9 Eastern, right here on NBC. They split the two games during the regular season. As you take a look at the schedule, games 1 and 2 at Staples in LA, then in the 2-3-2 format at the Meadowlands for games 3 and 4. And if there is a game 5 in New Jersey, and then if there are games 6 and 7, it'll be back in LA. March the 5th in Los Angeles. Lakers beat the Nets 101-92. Shaq had 40 points. Jason Kidd had 19 points, 10 assists. And then in New Jersey in early April, the Nets won 94-92. Shaquille O'Neal sat out that game due to a sprained wrist. So they split the two games during the regular season. Let's get back to Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. Rick Fox, the bench and the team play of you and Fisher had been lacking throughout this series. What ignited you tonight and made you come alive after struggling this series?
A couple calls from a couple friends home in the Bahamas, also some meditation before the game, a little relaxation into the moment, understanding of what was at stake, a chance to move on or really, not defend our championships. And pressure will, make the best out of some people, and it actually, we were able to rise to that occasion. And you enjoy that. You enjoy the competition. You enjoy actually still being the guy that wins, though.
Was there any doubt in this locker room?
Doubt, no. I guess we talked enough about it, didn't we? I think people wanted us to back it up, which we did. But right now, we believe when you're champions because you've experienced, you fought through a lot, you failed, but you've actually succeeded, and that's what the Kings will learn from this. They'll look at this and they'll learn from their mistakes.
Talk about the amount of respect that the Lakers have gained through this series, if not in the past, from the Kings.
Honestly, it's humbling. They humbled us in a lot of ways, and they should be credited for that. You can't really stop in the midst of a fighting series and say, hey, these guys are pretty good, especially after you make bold statements to begin with. But, yeah, that's a group of players that really played well all year long, deserve to have that home court advantage, which they did. And I think just with the inexperience, it hurt them down the stretch, and we were able to push through.
Rick, congratulations. Thanks. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night.
Hey, say hello to my wife, man. I hope she's watching right now. She's at the Tonys, so I hope she won. I love you, honey.
Of course, that's Vanessa Williams. Marv?
All right, on that note, thank you, Jim. I'm sure Vanessa was checking it out during the evening. For Phil Jackson, his 23rd consecutive playoff series victory, and the two-time defending champions are back in the finals.
They got back the hard way, and they had to ride their two horses. And, if you're Sacramento, you just got to know when the game is on the line, the free throws have got to go in. The Lakers have to feel so fortunate to get by this team that took every ounce of energy out of them. That's why Shaq is laying on the table now. Fatigue.
The Lakers had the poise, the confidence, and the killer instinct. They came with the offense, scoring the last 6 points of the game after it was tied. Too much Shaq and too much Kobe.
A remarkable 7-game series that concludes in overtime, leading to the NBA Finals starting Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll have Game 1 between the New Jersey Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers right here on NBC. Thanks to our producer, Ed Fibershoff, director, Andy Rosenberg, our statistician, Mr. Stats, Elliot Cal. Terrific job by the entire crew, which we all appreciate. So for Bill Walton, Steve Jones, Jim Gray, and Lewis Johnson, I'm Marv Albert. Game 1 coming up Wednesday. The Nets and the Lakers in the NBA Finals. You've been watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Tiger Woods, the most dominant force in golf. He's already won all 4 major championships in a row. Now he tries to pull off that amazing feat in the same calendar year. His next challenge, golf's greatest championship, the U.S. Open, starting Thursday, June 13th on NBC.
Legendary Jeep vehicles have always taken you where no other vehicle can, which left you with only one problem: lodging. But now, during the Jeep Tent event, when you buy an award-winning Jeep Liberty for just $17,495, you not only get our 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge, you also get a special edition Jeep Tent at no extra charge. So get to your Jeep dealer today and hit the road in a new Jeep Liberty. Then wherever it ends up taking you, you'll always have a nice place to stay.
For real solutions that grow your business, advertise in the Real Yellow Pages from Bell South and RealPages.com.
I'm Niles Preston with Office Furniture Outlet. I've been advertising with the real Yellow Pages for 7 years.
What the Deaf Man Heard will resume on the Hallmark Hall of Fame after these messages from Hallmark.
Davis, please report to the principal's office. Lauren Davis, please report to the principal's office.
Lauren? That'll be fine.
Come in, Laura. Close the door and sit down. Be with you in a minute.
Look, Miss Reed, I didn't do nothing.
Anything, Laura.
Whatever. I didn't do it. I've been playing it straight since the last time I got in trouble, I swear.
Laura.
I haven't been ditching class. I'm not hanging out with those guys no more. I even went to that counselor lady you told me about.
I know. The only reason I asked you to come down here is because
Yesterday I had to watch my sister while my grandma went to the doctor, and I already told Mr. Ball, and I already gave him a note. And now he's getting me all in trouble with you again. See, even when I try to do right by you, it all gets messed up.
Nothing is messed up, Laura. The reason I asked you to come down here is... Here.
This is it?
Mm-hmm.
You're proud of me?
Yep. Now you better get back to class. And close the door, Laura.
Thank you all for coming. So, after 43 fruitful years, did you get the card? I bid farewell.
He's gonna love it.
Knowing I leave the company in the very capable hands of Paul Curry.
Walter, here's a little something from all of us.
Thank you, Paul. You didn't have to.
Walter, we wanted to.
You're one of those special people who makes a difference in the lives of others. You must be proud of the good you've done and all the friends you've made along the way. Well, thank you. That's quite a sentiment. I don't know what to say, seeing how you all feel about me. And now seeing this, I realize you've been my world. Well, who says I have to go? I don't have to go off and leave you all in a lurch like this.
Walter, you've earned it. I mean, if anybody has, Walt has.
You know, I can stay another 6 months at least. I mean, what would I do without all of you?
Golf, fishing.
Nonsense. This is where I belong, in the company I've built.
Now you're talking.
No, with the company we've built. With the people who have built it with me.
All that was required was a simple retirement card.
And together, we will build a new future. I've still got a few good battles left in me, troops. Let's all of us get back to work, ladies and gents. We're burning daylight here.
That card just cost me a cabin cruiser.
Now we return to tonight's Hallmark Hall of Fame presentation of What the Deaf Man Heard.
And he said, go.
The Hallmark Hall of Fame will return after these messages from CBS and your local CBS station.
Donna Young, you've won the Life of Luxury sweepstakes. Really? Tonight, we'll whisk you away for a complete beauty makeover, a fabulous shopping spree, and send you on a dream date with Fabio! I love to cuddle. Let's go.
What is it about leather
you need beautiful lines to pull it off. Meet the limited edition Mazda 626. Now in leather. Luxuriously loaded at just $239 a month. It's time to get into leather. Lease a Mazda 626 leather edition for just $239 a month, but only for a limited time.
Chrysler and Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM loyalty coupon holders and Ford appreciation coupon holders. Select customers save $2,000 on Plymouth Neon, save $1,500 on Chrysler Cirrus, and $500 to $1,500 on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and Convertible. And when you choose our low APR rates, you still get the extra $500 Owner's Bonus. The Chrysler and Plymouth Owner's Bonus Sale.
Carolina Chrysler Plymouth, proud to be the official vehicles of the Carolina Panthers.
For Fritz Hollings, cutting the deficit means more money in our pockets and a better future for our families. The first to propose a freeze on government spending, Fritz has consistently been an advocate for balancing the budget while protecting Social Security. One newspaper concludes, few in this election year are speaking the truth about the budget. One exception is Fritz Hollings. A proven record as a fiscal conservative, Fritz Hollings for South Carolina.
Former Greenville County jail inmates threatened to sue. The story at 11.
Welcome home. Now we continue with What the Deaf Man Heard, this evening's production on the Hallmark Hall of Fame. The Hallmark Hall of Fame presentation of What the Deaf Man Heard will return after these messages from Hallmark.
Yes, Sparky, I see you. What is this?
Mom, can you reach us now?
Guys, I just can't right now. I've got dishes and some laundry.
Please.
Hey, guys, where's your dad?
Mommy,
We can talk about this thing all night.
please.
But why don't you let me get you some new numbers and take care of that in the morning.
Read to us, Mom. Read,
Put on our
read.
PJs first.
Come on. Now, Mom?
Okay. Chug, 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 puff, puff, puff. The little engine rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a card.
Yeah, a card.
Because of you, our world is happy. The place we love to be. Our days are filled with laughter, our nights with the sweetest dreams. And all because of you. Love, Charlie, Jack, and Dad. Come here. Thank you. Time to sleep.
pies that Dad made for dinner?
Do you think you can fix it?
Hey, fixed your lawnmower, didn't I?
Yeah, right. Hey, Pete, you ever, talk to your wife?
Yeah, every day. What kind of question is that?
No, I mean, you ever say that stuff to her, like...
Oh, you mean like, when you like,
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But you still feel that, right, for her?
Oh, yeah. It's just, she doesn't expect me to say it, that's all.
No.
I mean, she expects me to say I love the Bears, or I love ham, but...
Right, yeah. Right.
That's about it. Why, you say that stuff to your wife?
Oh. No, I mean, she's like your wife. She doesn't expect it.
Well, there you go.
But I've been thinking, though, I'm going to give her some. Some that tells her how I feel about her. Something really great,
What, you mean like Bears tickets? That'd be great. Be a nice day for the two of you.
Tonight's Hallmark Hall of Fame continues with What the Deaf Man Heard, starring Matthew Modine. In a moment, the conclusion of What the Deaf Man Heard, this evening's presentation on the Hallmark Hall of Fame.
Hi, Mom. I'm home.
Hi. Is your coat on the floor?
No. Can I go over to Lee's house?
Do you have any homework?
Yeah.
After you finish it, you can go.
Cool.
Did you turn in your milk money?
Yeah. Who moved my lunar module?
Max, what's this?
Did Amy move my lunar module?
Max,
Something from Mrs. Bennett.
what'd she give you a card for?
Because I was nice to somebody.
Who were you nice to?
Scott.
Who's Scott?
The boy who comes to school just once in a while because he's sick.
Was he at the school play?
No. Can we get an armadillo?
How were you nice to him?
Well, Mrs. Bennett always has me sit next to him. Scott can't go out for recess and stuff, so I stay in and play Yahtzee with him.
I didn't know you were doing that.
I like him. It's no big deal.
I think it might be a big deal. Can I see your card?
Sure.
Didn't have to do what you did. That's what made it so special. Max, do you know what this means?
Kinda.
It means you should be very proud of yourself. I know I am. Yeah.
He's pushing me.
Paper. It seems so delicate and thin. But in the right hands, paper can be used to build bridges, to generate electricity, reinforce foundations, pave new roads, and mend old fences. What gives paper the strength to build relationships? At Hallmark, we have found the secrets are imagination, passion, care, and understanding. And that's why every Hallmark card is so much more than just a piece of paper.
And now the conclusion of What the Deaf Man Heard on tonight's Hallmark Hall of Fame.